What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Abel here with STL Tones, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new updates for the AmpHub plugin platform. Now, we're going to be taking a look at a new overdrive, which is based on an M77 custom, which is a bad pedal. It sounds really good. It's modeled more for some really cool classic rock, high gainy tones, maybe some dirty blues type stuff. We'll check out these different configurations that we can use it in, and then of course we have a new amp based on an angle, and it sounds absolutely amazing. It's just super riff heavy. I can't wait to get to that. Now, the signal chain for today is going to be this Minez Duvel Elite loaded with Seymour Duncan pickups. We're going into a universal audio Aero interface directly into Cubase, and of course we're running STL AmpHub. So there's nothing really to do besides hop in here and start playing. All right, so if you guys can see, that tone that I had when I started the video is just this J800 series lead, and of course we're running that new pedal that I talked about. Now you've got some really cool, options here on this pedal. If you see, this is the tone that I have now. I mean, you can tell that you can get an awesome lead tone out of that. I'm also running a little bit of reverb, but it's not very effect heavy. I'm not running anything else besides the amp and that pedal, and it sounds really, really good. But what I want you guys to see here is I am running the preamp just a little bit, and on the pedal itself, these are the settings that I have. It's pretty dialed back, really, if you think about it. I mean, you've got this bump knob here, which does kick it up a notch. I'm gained up a little bit to really give me that lead heavy type of a tone, and the tone knob is in the middle, and the output is just kind of turned up a little bit. Typically, I would run that output all the way up and run it in front of a a really heavily distorted amplifier and use it as just to tighten up that bottom end. But obviously, we're running it a little different here for that cool classic rock gainy type of a tone. I love the way that sounds. We'll get back to this in a second. We'll kick on this pedal and we'll throw it in front of some clean amplifiers and see what it's doing on its own. But I also want to show you guys this new Eagle Fire 60. Anybody looking at this knows exactly what this is, and it sounds really sick. So let's throw, actually for now, let's just go ahead and turn this off, and then we'll throw a pedal in front of it in a second. And let's get started by messing around with this. I mean, we're already chugging right out of the gate with all of the knobs turned straight up, so that sounds really good. We've got a bright and a depth button here. Let's click each one of those and see what they do. Cool, those do exactly what they sound like they're going to do. So let's start adjusting some knobs and see what kind of tone we can get here. I'm going to shave, actually I'm going to bump the bass up just a little bit. Dude, this amp just sounds so raw. So raw. All right, let's bump the treble a little. Treble definitely has some sensitivity. Sounds good, and let's see what this presence does. Really makes that tone come alive. Check this out. Of course, you want to be careful with how much you push that. You end up with some serious top end, but let's bump it just a little bit. So this EQ panel is really sensitive. Very small EQ moves do a lot. So we've done what we would, basically, what I would basically do if I was setting this up, of course, for an overdrive, which is my favorite type of tone. It really tightens up that bottom end and just makes things focused. So we're gained up just to see what this sounds like if we didn't have one, and this is the tone I'm technically ending up with. Of course, if you want that brighter, obviously you're going to hit different frequencies depending on which avenue you take to do that. So we can hit the bright switch itself. It's a very, very subtle difference when you click that bright switch, but it is noticeable if you're really listening. Let's click that off and then let's hit the depth. Again, not making a drastic difference in the tone, but if you're listening, you can hear it. So we're gonna leave both of those two off. I'm gonna gain back down. And then my favorite part, as always, is let's select a pedal to play with this a little bit. I'm gonna go old school Ignite, and we're gonna use this one because I love this one and it's very predictable to me. So let's drive all the way down. Let's level up. We're gonna tone over here, and then sweep I typically don't mess with. And let's see what that sounds like. Whew, that is raw. I mean, if you guys are familiar with the amplifier this is based on, it has such, the only word I can come up with is raw. It has such a raw sound to it. All out balls to the wall metal on this one, man. Let's gain up just a little bit. Kick this bass up a little. It's definitely nailing that signature sound of the real amp. All right, so let's move over to something a little more subtle here. Why did I just turn that off? All right, let's hit, I don't know. I guess let's do the Vox AC30. Start here. Knobs are all at noon. And let's come over here and kick on this, this kick-ass mod. See where we're at. This is the default setting of the pedal, as you can see. As you can see, we're pretty clean there on that AC30. There's not much going on there. For science, obviously. Love the way that sounds. All right, so let's kick the pedal on. And let's throw some gain on this. Ooh, here we go. A tone knob does a lot. It does a lot more than, in my opinion, most overdrives do. sounds pretty good. Let's hit this output. And let's hit this bump. Well, let me turn it off and turn it back on so you really hear what it does. And then let's hit this 100 hertz knob. Yikes. If I keep it there, we're definitely going to be clipping. Let's see what it does going the other direction. All right, so now let's turn it off and A and B it with the amplifier so you really hear what this pedal is doing on its own. Now just keep in mind I did it this way just so you could really hear what the pedal is doing by itself. This isn't necessarily how you would have it set up if you were running it with an AC30. I haven't even touched any of the knobs on this amplifier. I just really wanted to give you a good idea of what this thing is doing all by itself. All right guys, that pretty much wraps it up for me. If you guys are already subscribed to AmpHub, then head over there and download your update and you're gonna find these new goodies in your plugin. If you are not, then I highly recommend you guys go and check it out. If you guys see at this point, look at how many different amplifiers you have. It's just insane. I mean, look at this. We have to scroll down now to find all the different amps that we have. We had that Vicarious Black 30, which is just, ugh. I wish I had time in this video to go through that one as well, but man, does that amplifier sound so good. All these choices, look at this. The pedals are just getting added, like the one we just went through. I mean, that one, obviously this new kick-ass mod, all these pedals you have to choose from. That's not even mentioning the effects. Come on, I mean, what else do you really need? Head over to stltones.com, check this thing out, you're not gonna regret it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoy it, please hit that like and subscribe button. It always helps the channel. Hit that notification bell so you see all the new updates and products and just basically anything else that STL Tones is rolling out. And I will catch you guys on the next video.